At some of your homework responses. Looks like most of you are on board with this topic. So what we're going to do today is take the trig SOHCAHTOA and place it on the unit circle. So what we need to do first is draw and label a unit circle, and we're going to make it kind of big because we're going to draw on it today. So I need a unit circle. So anytime you're asked to draw a unit circle, you're going to make your x and y axis, right? And draw a circle. So I'm going to draw a big one today so you could see what I'm doing on it. All right, now important things about the unit circle are our degrees, right? 0, 90, 180, 270, and back around again is 360 degrees. Now the other important thing are the 4 points. Now, because the unit circle is 1 radius wide, every single one of these points is going to have either a 0 or a 1 or a -1 involved. So this point here is the point 0, +1. Oh, got it backwards. And that's actually the most common mistake, is what I just did. So that's why I was actually checking myself. You're going over 1, up nothing. So anytime I do the first point, I always double check I'm over 1, up nothing, so that you don't get that spun around. Then right here, you're over nothing, up 1. So it's 0, 1. This point is back 1, 0. And this point is 0, down 1. So those are our 4 unit circle points. Now what we're going to do today is take trig and put it on top of that. Now trigonometry, right? Trigonometry is the geometry of a triangle. So in order to use SOHCAHTOA, we need not only a triangle, but a right triangle. So what I'm going to do here now to this picture is I'm going to take from the center, I'm going to draw a line out. All right. Then, this point right here, xy, we do not know. But we do know one thing. What is the radius of this circle? How far is it from here to here, the radius? The radius is 1. So this red line is also a radius, so I know this is 1 big. Now what we're going to do here is create a triangle. So if I go straight down, look what I just made. And not only did I make a triangle, I made a right triangle, where we went over x and up y to get to that point. So there's my right triangle. Now I'm going to bring in the SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. All right, and I'm going to start off with sine. Now, when we do trig, we're going to use an angle called a theta. It's like a twirl, like that. I'm going to put it over here. It looks like kind of like a twirly, right? That's always what we're going to label our angles. And what I want to do here is, using this picture, I'm going to evaluate a few things. Okay? What I'm going to want to do is figure out what sine, cosine, and tangent is. So what I want to talk about is, what is sine of theta? So if you notice, this is my angle. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. All right, so if this is my theta, opposite means I'm going to go across, like this, across. What is opposite on that triangle from the theta? Notice it's y. Okay? And the hypotenuse is always the longest side or across from the right angle. The hypotenuse is 1. So check that out. Sine theta equals y. Okay? So sine equals y. All right, now let's do cosine of theta. Right? Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Well, we just said the hypotenuse is 1, so that's not going to change. Adjacent means you go to the angle. Adjacent means next to it. Notice that's an x. Right? So x over 1 is just x. So now I know cosine equals x. And finally, tangent. Tangent's opposite over adjacent. So if I go to the angle, theta, what is opposite? So if I go opposite, there's a y there, over adjacent. Adjacent means next to it, which is x. So tangent comes out to be y over x. I'm going to put a box around this because that's incredibly important. Basically, all trig on the unit circle comes down to that. And what we can do now is use this information to answer some questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw, actually I'll probably put it right in the back of this. I'm going to draw another unit circle but smaller. So now I'm going to draw a unit circle. Okay. This is the point 1, 0 at 0 degrees. Okay. This is 90. This is the point 0, 1. At 180, we have the point -1, 0. At 270 degrees, I have the point 0, -1. And then back around again, we're at 360. Now, we just talked about the unit circle and 3 important things. Sine is equal to y, cosine is equal to x, and tangent is going to equal y over x. All right, now, this is important because I can use this to help me answer questions about the unit circle. So now I'm going to kick this up a notch with the evaluate. And I'm going to say, what is sine at 90 degrees? So that means that's the angle we're going to go to. So notice there's 90 degrees up here. And there's a point. Now when you have a point, you guys, there's an x and a y value. Well, sine is equal to the y of whatever the point is. So at 90 degrees, right, you go here, sine will be the y, which is 1, and that's the answer to the question. That's all you got to do. So let's try another one of those, right? Let's try cosine at 90. So I go to the 90. Cosine will be whatever the x is. And what is the x value there? 0. Right? And now we'll do tangent there. Okay. Tangent. Tangent is take the y and put it over the x. All right, the y value up there at 90 is 1. The x value is 0. Now, this is important. Anytime there's a 0 in the denominator, the answer is undefined. So I'll keep the answer there. So we're going to do a couple more of these. I would like it to find cos at, let's do 0 degrees. What do you think the answer would be for cosine at 0 degrees? Well, 0 degrees is here. Cosine is, use whatever the x is. The x is 1. That's what you should have there. What if I ask you for tan 360? Well, 360 is the exact same thing, right, as 0. Tangent is put the y over the x. All right, so the y at 360 is 0. The x is 1. And unlike this one, when 0 is in the denominator, it's undefined. But when 0 is in the numerator, the answer is 0. All right. What if I ask you for sine -90 degrees? Where would -90 be? Well, negative means we're going down 90. So -90 would put us right here. Sine means I want the y value. So if you go here, what's -1 would be the y value. All right. I'm going to do, I don't know, 2 more. Let's see if you guys could do these. 7. I would like to know what cosine is at -180. See if you figure that out. 8. Let's do tan at, let's do tan at -9. Give those 2 a try. See if you can come up with the answer. Okay, -180. So we got -90, -180, right? Cosine is x, so the x value there is -1. Okay, tangent at -90. Okay, -90 means we're down 1. Tangent is y over x, so y would be -1, that's the y, x would be 0. All right, if you see a 0 underneath is undefined. Okay, what if I ask you, put it here, number 9, you can see it. What if I ask you for sine -450? What would that be? Right. Well, what's a whole way around a circle? 360, right? So this would be -90, -180, -270, -360, right? So if you take 450, right? Take 450, subtract 360 from it. That means we have to go another 90 after we spin. So I go -90, -180, -270, -360, go another -90. So right there, what would sine be worth? Sine is the y value, so -1. And that's it. So that's trig on the unit circle. Obviously, we're going to build from here, but this is the beginning. So what I want you guys to do is there's an assignment on a Google form that has you guys practice this a little bit for